Hello my lovelies, welcome back to another video. I'm in a good mood. We're still here in Georgia. I've got this coffee, which I love trying out new places. So this place, they have really fun names. This is called the Dirty South. It's got chai tea, coffee, and I added lavender to it. This is not sponsored, by the way, but it was between the Dirty South or Light Skin Keisha, so this is what I chose. I digress. We're going to talk about vain repetition, and then we're also going to talk about autosuggestion. I think this entire topic can be summed up in Napoleon Hill's book. It's called Think and Grow Rich. This entire topic can be summed up in this chapter. It's less than 10 pages. Let me go get it. I'll just go get the book. Hold on. So I've talked about vain repetition before in another video. I'll most likely leave a link to it, but it's been a long time since I've talked about it, so I'm going to just talk about it again. And I'm going to talk about it in the perspective of Napoleon Hill because I feel like I talk about Neville all the time. Neville has said this many times before, that vain repetition is a thing. Don't say something for the sake of just saying it. It's kind of like a relationship, somebody that you're talking to and you're like super into a guy and the guy's like, oh yeah, I'll call you, and then they never call you. It's like, don't talk about it, be about it, right? So this is essentially what vain repetition is. So when we are suggesting something to our subconscious mind, we're wanting to manifest something, bring it into our 3D reality, there is a way to finesse your subconscious mind. And autosuggestion is, I'll give you an example, but autosuggestion is what Napoleon Hill says, is a term which applies to all suggestions and self-administered stimuli which reach one's mind through the 5 senses. Feeling the wish fulfilled, feeling something to be true. Through the dominating thoughts which one permits, this is italicized and everything, to remain in the conscious mind, whether these thoughts be negative or positive is immaterial. The principle of autosuggestion voluntarily reaches the subconscious mind and influences it with these thoughts. Okay. I want to read this next sentence. Please observe this. No thought, whether it be negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion, with the exception of thoughts picked up from the ether. So with the exception, that would look something like you driving on a bridge and feeling very anxious that something bad is going to happen to you. That's usually you picking up thoughts from the ether. You don't have to identify with them. It's like if you receive those thoughts from the ether through the law of thought transmission, you can accept it, deny it, you can do whatever you want with it. So, moving on. He goes on to say that nature has so built man that he has absolute control over the material which reaches his subconscious mind through his 5 senses, although this is not meant to be construed as a statement that man always exercises this control. In the great majority of instances, he does not exercise it, which explains why so many people go through life in poverty. Again, this is Think and Grow Rich, so it's focused on money, the thought of abundance, prosperity, and opportunities. So what he says about this vain repetition that Neville Goddard speaks of many times, he says, okay, right here. He says right here. This is it right here. This is the money maker. Your subconscious mind recognizes and acts upon only thoughts which have been well mixed with emotion or feeling. This is a fact of such importance as to warrant repetition in practically every chapter, because the lack of understanding of this is the main reason the majority of people who try to apply the principle of autosuggestion get no desirable results. Plain, unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. You will get no appreciable results until you learn to reach your subconscious mind with thoughts or spoken words which have been well emotionalized with belief. Okay, after this one sentence, then I'll be done, and I'll tell you guys a personal story. Do not become discouraged if you cannot control and direct your emotions the first time you try to do so. Remember, there is no such possibility as something for nothing. Ability to reach and influence your subconscious mind has its price, and you must pay that price. Okay? So you and you alone must decide whether or not the reward for which you are striving for is worth the price you must pay for it in effort. Okay. Concentration. Let's talk about concentration. Have you ever been reading a book and you read a couple of lines, maybe you read the entire page, but if somebody were to ask you what was on that page, you could not give them an answer. You have no idea what you just read. Okay, let's talk about that. There's awareness and there's concentration. And you as the observer, you can identify what the words mean, what your thoughts mean. You can assign meaning to it. So you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions. What are you? You are consciousness. You have this ability to choose the thoughts that you want to think, right? So going back to the example of reading a book. If I'm reading a book, I have no idea what the book is saying, but I'm just reading it, I'm haphazardly reading it, then that means I'm not identifying with the words on the page. I'm not assigning meaning. And again, you could read the book over and over again. You could read that same page for 20 minutes and not learn anything because you're not identifying with it. Now, in the other hand, if I decide to read a book, I'm relaxed, I'm concentrated, I'm focused, I can read over that page and assign meaning to it, understand the vibrational resonance of the page, and be able to apply what I'm learning into my everyday life. This is really big if you understand this analogy, because you do have everything within you now to change your reality at any moment. It's based off of your concentration, your focus. Autosuggestion, though, however, is something that you practice. So let's say you think something to yourself. This is a goal that you want to accomplish. How are you going to actually stick with it? How are you going to form habits that feel good to you, that are in alignment with this vision? And I have a video on how habits are formed and how you can make them easier to apply. What you're going to want to do is put emotion, concentration into that thought. If let's say, because I like to script, let's say I've created in my present moment an ideal scenario and I'm in this environment and I'm feeling really good, I will read over that script and put awareness, put my attention and my focus into it. Abraham Hicks has said this many times, that if you concentrate on a subject for longer than 17 seconds, it will manifest in some form. So I look at the script, I read over that script, and I start to embody everything that is within that thought form, the new script that I've given myself for my world. That emotion that is bringing me to that reality that's how it's going to manifest. It is the emotion. Now, I have another example for you. I know that this video is, wow, it's getting kind of long. Okay, let's look at a very physical manifestation, because I feel like this is gonna help anybody who is in the vicinity of hearing it. Let's say I've decided to commit to myself that I'm going to go to the gym, because for my belief systems, I believe that going to the gym is going to make me healthier. So I decided I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna go 3 to 4 times a week. Now, the first day that you go, you can work out and completely just go for it. Go for it. You go all in. You're like, I want to be ripped. I'm just going to go for it. And then the next day you're super sore. You feel fatigued. You feel like that was a lot of effort. You're feeling so sore that you don't even want to go the next day, is what I'm trying to say. You just went all in, okay? It was all or nothing. Or you can go to the gym and say, I'm gonna do the best of my ability right now. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability and see what happens. So you work, you do the best that you can, you give it your all, you put in your emotion, and then the next day, you're feeling kind of sore, right? You're feeling kind of sore, but you didn't overwork yourself. You didn't exert like this excess potential. So you can go to the gym the next day, because it's not about getting this manifestation in 24 hours. It's not about losing 40 pounds in 1 hour. It's about this growth. It's about this growth process. So now you can consistently do it. You're taking it one day at a time, and you're using this incremental approach to get you what you want. This is another misconception. And I know I'm going on a tangent here. You don't have to go fast in order to get fast manifestations. If you work slow, you will speed up. I'll say that again. When you slow down, things speed up. So you can be still, meditate, use the time that you need, and achieve even greater results if you take this approach. Now, my camera did cut off and I can't find the other portion to this video, but thank you so much for watching. I will go ahead and leave it on this note. I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you.